everyone, in this video I have a scrapbook process to share with you with the Thompson's craft design team. This is my first project with the May Perfect Gentleman kit, and I'm scrapping this photo of my eldest nephew. This is Ben, he is 12, and I was on my sister's Facebook stealing some pictures, as I often do, and this was a recent one, and I just came across it and I went, oh my goodness, he looks so grown up, and I thought that would be a great photo to use with this kit. So yes, the paper, I did put a layer of clear gesso on this paper. I did that off camera. To be honest, it may not actually have been entirely necessary, but I've just kind of got into the habit of doing it with craft papers. But there we go. But as I said, I did that off paper, but just with a brush, layer of clear gesso, let it dry. And then so I'm adding in with this sort of brick, well, it's not really brick, it's more of a stone wall effect stencil, and I'm blending over Distress Oxide in the colour Hickory Smoke, and I think that looks pretty cool like that. And then I'm using lots and lots of the stamp set that came in the kit in this layout. The stamp set is a Craft one, and if you are watching this video within a day or so, or maybe 3 of publishing, then there is a giveaway running on the Thompson's Craft blog for this stamp set. So I will leave a link to that. I think it ends on the 6th of May, I think. And I should also tell you it is UK only as well. So sorry if you are not UK, but yes, if you are, then definitely go enter the giveaway because it's a great little stamp set. And that Lawn Fawn ink pad came with the kit as well. I got the colour Soot, which is a very, very dark brown. And I'm just stamping that sort of cog gear bit there. And actually, it's stamped really cool in that it was kind of what the stamp is supposed to look kind of patchy as well. But the Lawn Fawn dye ink over the Distress Oxides, you might see it over the course of when it's drying, but the Distress Oxide kind of comes through that brown ink, and it looks pretty darn cool if I do say so myself. And then with some Stays on ink, I'm using the little sort of icons on that stamp set just to put around the layout. I decided to do it in black because I didn't want it was getting a bit too brown with everything that I was doing. And I thought those icons, because they're kind of emoji-esque, they were quite appropriate for a 12-year-old boy kind of thing, because I didn't want it to look too adulty and grown up. I thought, you know, it helps sort of relate to his age kind of thing. Although perhaps not so much the one with the man smoking a pipe. Oh well. And then with that stencil there, now that stencil I have had for so long. I think it's a Ranger stencil, but I'm not 100% sure. I will link it if I can find it, but yes, it's one of the first ones I ever bought, and I've had it for forever. But I'm using the Distress crayon that came in the kit to go over that stencil, and just sort of rubbing a bit of the crayon over and then using my finger to blend it. And the way it works is that, like, the crayon gathers at the edges of the stencils and you get this really cool texture effect. So yes, good fun thing to do with a Distress crayon, that. And for backing my photo, none of this is from the kit. These are just things from my stash. Those two, the brown paper and the off-white paper up there in the top left, they were given to me very recently, very kindly, in a load of Happy Mail that someone sent me. And I actually, when I received it, I knew what was coming in this kit, and I actually put them aside going, these are going to go so well with this kit. But then also, for directly backing the photo, I wanted to use a colour that was closer to the main paper, so I just, one of my random 6x6 paper pads, just, you know, the cheap ones that you get in the range or the works, found that one, and it had something like Love You on it. I was majorly out of shot for that, and I'm really sorry, but yeah, it said Love You or something, and I didn't want that. I just wanted the colour. But where I put the picture, that banner was sort of sticking out either side, and I thought, actually, I'm going to fussy cut around that banner, because just bringing a little bit of that red might look quite good. So then for the other part of the backing, I am just ripping up those papers, blending in some Distress Oxide around the edge in the colour Vintage Photo, just to give it more depth and dimension and whatnot, and then putting them on like so. And I've finally caught up with myself. Congratulations to me. So it's not a very mixed media heavy layout, this one. I don't think I used gel medium, not once, nope, but it is very inky, very stampy. But I had a great fun, and I love the stamp set so much, and I know I'm going to sound biased, but I really, really do. Then all those little ephemera pieces I'm playing with there, those came in the kit, and I'm just choosing a couple to go around the photo, and I thought I could use that wherever possible, choose adventure as sort of like a subtitle kind of thing. And I wanted to, as I was putting ink around the edges of a lot of things on this layout, I thought I would do that again with this, just, you know, have the whole theme running. But I did that in the colour Faded Jeans to bring in a little bit more blue. Even though the photo's in black and white, there's a certain bluiness to it. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. So I put the Distress Oxide around the edge there, and there's also this little circle, which I put more Oxide around, again in the blue, I think. I also added that little Be Yourself circle on the left there, because I just thought that would be, you know, appropriate. And then just to add a little bit more depth and dimension and all those kind of words, some of that cork sheet or cork piece, whatever you're supposed to say, from the kit, I'm just ripping up little strips of it and adding it to either side of the photo. And yes, you did see me just there save all those teeny tiny little scraps of the cork that are ripped off because, well, I thought they might be useful in a future project during this month. And yes, it was a little bit hoarder-esque of me. I probably should throw them away, but you know what? I'm now determined to use them in something. But yes, I'm just sticking down those cork pieces with a little bit of tacky glue, and then I'm putting some of these little foam squares. Well, they're not actually squares, they're rectangles, but no one ever says foam rectangles. But yes, tiny little foam pieces along the middle of the photo there, just so it would lie flush against that bit of cork there, because otherwise it was going to sort of dip down, the photo was going to dip down like so. And then tacky glue on the edges like that, and there it goes, it's going down like that. So yes, I know I said when I unboxed this kit that I was a bit like, ugh, about the masculine thing, because it's really not my normal style. I do like florals and butterflies, but I really, really enjoyed making this layout, and I'm not just saying that for design team reasons. I genuinely had a great time. It might be just because I really, really love that background paper. I think it's a beautiful blue, but no, I've really had a great time with this. But yes, originally I was going to put that little subtitle thing, the adventure one, slightly underneath the photo, but then the way it stuck down the photo, I couldn't do that, so I put it on top instead. But I'm quite happy with where that ends up. And then this is the branding strip of one of the other papers in the kit, and I just thought I would cut those little words up and use those, because I've done a little sort of some more stamping and stuff at that bottom right corner. I'm making another little area of interest down there, and just putting these little word not stickers, cut out bits down there. And I put some Distress Oxide again in Hickory Smoke just around the edges of those, just to sort of tie them into the layout more and, you know, sort of calm them down a bit, because they were black and they were a bit so just that little edging of the Hickory Smoke ink just helped, yeah, calm them down a bit. That is not the right phrase to use, but it's quite late at night, so there we go. So my title, because I'm very, very original, is So Grown Up, because I couldn't think of anything else. I was trying to think of something really quirky to use, and then I was like trying to Google quotes about being a 12-year-old boy and stuff, but I couldn't. It was all like how to say happy birthday to a 12-year-old boy, or 12 quotes about this, 12 quotes about this. I couldn't find quotes about being aged 12. It was very annoying. So yes, I just stuck with So Grown Up because I couldn't think of anything else, but it's fine. And those little alphas, the Pink Fresh Studio ones, came in the kit and match with the whole layout quite nicely, I think. Stamped that authentic up the top there, and also gentleman and like the definition of gentleman down at the bottom left there. Both of those stamps again are from that Kaiser Craft set. And I am just finishing off by adding in a couple of sequins. I thought the sequins kind of help, like the same reason I use the little icon stickers, in that they kind of still, even though it says So Grown Up, he is still 12. Like he's not a 30-year-old man or anything. So I thought the sequins kind of just helped remind you of that. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that was my thought process on that one. And I've mostly used the little stars, but I added a couple of the darker brown ones as well, just, you know, to make it slightly more interesting with different colours. And I am fairly sure that is the last thing I do. Yes, so there we go. I am finished. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Links to the kit, to the giveaway, as I mentioned, though remember it ends this weekend, and anything else I've mentioned or used or whatever, I always put as many links as I can down in the description box for your convenience. Anyways, yes, please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I am now going. Bye-bye!